Okie dokie. Let's turn the music down. Let me go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be good. Music is effectively turned down. Comcast is currently not pooping the bed. And we can talk about Star Trek Fleet Command. Welcome in, everybody. My name's Deuce. If you've never seen me before, well, that'd be really odd because you're on my channel. So, welcome in from Server 20 from the Star Trek Fleet Command YouTube HQ, the biggest Star Trek Fleet Command channel in the world. Doesn't mean it's the best. I mean, I feel it's the best, but hey, it's the biggest. We all know size matters. So, hopefully y'all are having a fantastic weekend. For those of our friends in Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, etc. Hopefully y'all are doing okay. Definitely have y'all in our thoughts and prayers when it comes to how your situation might be. Hopefully everybody is fine. I know we have several people in the game affected by the hurricane. So I do really want to just say, hey, thinking about y'all. And if there's anything that, I could try to do for you, please, please, please let me know. I would gladly try anything I can to help you out. I mean, obviously in real life, that's very difficult, but in terms of the game, if we need to figure something out, if you're greatly affected by this in game, I would like to know so I can try to help you. Other than that, incursions this weekend. We've got our 4th incursions run. I'll be honest, let me keep it 100. I don't know what this says, but I didn't do incursions at all. I literally did not log in on Saturday. No, I didn't even do cosmic cleanup. I didn't do my dailies. I didn't do flashback, nothing. Now that isn't like I wasn't boycotting anything by a decision. I just literally decided, hey, I have not been with my family. I have not seen everybody. And I just decided Saturday, I'm not logging into the game because I just missed things. So I actually went out and I had sushi and I saw my daughter and I saw my sons and just experienced family. So I don't have a experience of incursions to give. I can't tell you if Server 20 had a great time or a horrible time. I haven't even checked the score yet. So none of that to say that it went bad or good. I truly don't know. I disconnected and I took time to be with family. And I think everybody should, as much as we love this game, at the end of the day, it is a game and that we should all make sure we're taking the time we need to enjoy it as a game. So I'm really scared to go look now of what we are. How did we do? How did we do? Results. We lost. Okay. One time we played Server 20, no rep. Sorry, Jesse. It ended up being that thing like I can't take Sundays off because I have 2 channels to run on Sunday. So Slagdart, thank you for being a member and supporting the channel. By my account, 8, 16, 28, 33, 38, 45 in the US are undefeated, 170, 131 in EU and APAC, same thing. Thomas, we had somebody who was helping me out. I need to follow up with them and see if they've been tracking, try to get an idea of where we are score-wise. But it's a big project with as many servers that we have. I mean, Server 20 being a very top-heavy server, it doesn't surprise me that we've lost because they've yet to change the scoring metric to not be as reliant on rating. So until they do that, it's really unlikely I see my server win. Server 20 was a good bunch, though. Y'all got some big players. Oh, yeah, Server 20 is super active. Can't take away that. They're not going to lose to inactivity. In fact, that is one of the problems Server 20 has is they are so active that it makes it really, 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 really easy to find targets for some other servers. Hey, Falcon, good to see you. Scopeless should track wins and losses. I agree with you, Wyatt. And if they are, they have not shared that information with me. Wouldn't be the first time they were doing something and didn't share it with a content creator. So, I mean, hey, there's hope, but I currently am unaware of that. Now, I can reach out to them and see. More than anything, I really am curious about what people felt. Was it better? Was it worse? Is it somewhere in the middle? Where are y'all at when it comes to incursions? Did anybody enjoy it this weekend? I guess that's the biggest thing to ask. Anybody enjoy it this weekend? Did y'all have a good experience? Victor says, this incursion we were destroyed because we were heavily outgunned, very unbalanced. I know one thing that I, this past week, talked to one, Scopely overlords about, talked to janitors about, was that some of the matchups and the pairings in the game right now are just nowhere near balanced. I mean, we have servers that are going against each other that are in different spending brackets, different level brackets. Some are going at have like 50 plus ascension against servers that don't have ascension. There needs to be an overhaul of who's matching, first of all. I think that the matching system is completely borked right now. And The more I talk to players, the more that it seems obvious, and hopefully we can rectify that moving forward. I do like that Incursions is now once a month. That way, if people do want to be hardcore PvPers, well, you now have an opportunity to be a hardcore PvPer. So I like that. That's not something I have a problem with. And I'm also one of those people that, like, even if you hate Incursions, cool, it's 1 day a month right now. Enjoy that day off. Rudy says too many 50s and 60s against our server. Yeah, I mean, I can see that being an issue for some. I mean, I think a lot of times rating and activity ends up being the deciding factor, but you know, it's you do want to have it as even in terms of activity and spending levels and all that as you possibly can. Obviously, you want it as fair as you possibly can. Definitely seems like 56 out-leveled 61 in general. Well, 56 is a few months older than 61. So that would make sense, especially if you're talking about, if you recall their ascension level. Scopely should group servers based on ascension, spending age, etc., like groups A, B, C, D, and just match up servers in that class. Victor, fantastic. Yes, you're right. Exactly what we proposed. And okay, I don't know what is going on up there, but I can tell you that it doesn't feel like that is being done efficiently. Nathan says not so much PvP, just hunting for bases to raid. Last run was much better. I can say that when I had played the third run, or is this the fifth run? Is this the fifth or the fourth? I think this is the fourth run. The third run was starting to run into like that fatigue factor where the excitement of Incursions is kind of worn off and people weren't going as hardcore at it anymore, which made it a little bit more difficult to actually find the matchups that we were looking for. I should not have sent out my, I should not have sent that out. That was a waste. That was an absolute poopy waste. Rip to rip. Rip to rip. Let me hit this. I do, as y'all can see, I have not done anything today, so I'm trying to play catch up. I'm also, fun fact, I sneeze, hold on. It's stuck. Oh, okay. If anybody's had 3 children, please know that they're germ factories, and I have been sick this weekend. So my voice sounds extra nasally / deep, that is why. Joe says, I love the idea of Incursions, but a lot of times rating turns into a lag fest if it gets contested, which they often do. I'm on mobile, hope the game doesn't force PC use. Systems diagnostic arc. Well, I can tell you, you're never gonna get the system diagnostic arc, but everything else you're saying I agree with. And lag was an issue for my third run of Incursions, and I definitely provided that feedback. And as we've talked about when we've done our survey, lag has been like the #1 mentioned word in the surveys. Dave says the SMS is now impossible in Incursions, at least in my experience. I can't speak to this month's Incursion because, as I said, admittedly, I took this one off. I just chose to have a family day, and the best days for me to have family days are Saturday. Man, it's just the best opportunity to actually see those people. So I won't be able to provide my personal feedback on this one. Nathan said the last one was great because PvP SMS scored everywhere. This time I was hopeful, but it was a letdown for non-rating PvP. So let's go take a look at how that changed, because again, I didn't have a meeting about this Incursion, so I am playing ignorance. Where is the Incursion event? Here we go. Let's take a look at the PvP event. This is just a deal damage event, which that's how it was in week 3, an open system PvP or open system damage event. I don't see that as an issue. Don says, how about Scopely make a pass mode so you can just not do anything for 24 hours and not get penalized? Well, Don, you kind of have that. You have a shield. Just launch a 24-hour shield. People are bored with it or hate it. So Kevin, I can't say that everybody agrees with you on that one. There's still a pretty significant portion of the player base who votes yes every time we do an Incursion survey, that yes, they enjoy it. But I mean, Scope is aware that the majority of players don't enjoy it, but it is catering to a very large minority. I do think it's important to give those players like myself who enjoy PvP and raiding something in the month. So I'm curious to see if that's changed at all after this weekend. TT says the only way I was able to complete the SMS was to let my base get hit. Doing another way took way too long. Also understandable. Now there are some tricks that I could probably make some videos about if y'all have things like Leslie and stuff like that, where I can show you easy ways to like manipulate that point system. But obviously I didn't launch that, this weekend. Maybe we can go back and do that though. Oh, I did not mean to launch that big one. Woo, what a waste. Oh, I'm just flying through too fast. Mike says the interesting thing is you need to move to a low level system and run shields. You would think being a low level system would be enough. Well, no, because regular raid mechanics work there too. And, I can come raid you at any time if you're in a low level system like right now. It's not incursions, but I can go down there and raid you. So, the shields for one day are not expensive. 100 faction credits. Even if you're like a rank 20 alliance, you can get 100 faction credits pretty easily. So I think there's just finding that balance there for everybody. Eris is constantly running around to find a base to raid stinks. Lots of screen time just hunting. And I agree. Screen time is always going to be a pain point if we're talking about incursions, but it is still one of those singular event type deals. We're just doing it one day. And raiding is, to me, easier during incursions because I think everybody's doing it. So you're more likely as a team to find raids. But I obviously understand that viewpoint. Mustang says, Rev hid from his entire incursion. I was shocked at the number of people on server 20, and he's a terrible teammate and only logs to make videos and doesn't help his team. Like I said, Mustang, I took a day to actually be with my family, and Saturday is the only day I can do that. I'm assuming you're being sarcastic, but in the small chance you're not, sorry you're disappointed. But I've participated in every incursions up until this one. But family, yeah, I'll be honest. I like seeing my daughter more than I like you. But I like you too. Nell says it's getting boring, needs more task-oriented events like running armadas or enemy servers, and definitely needs better rewards. So I've pushed the rewards from the very beginning, and getting them to believe us, not even believe us, to getting us to agree with us has been very difficult. Make sure y'all do Anomalous Phenomenon today, by the way. It is Sunday if you've not done Anomalous Phenomenon. So get in and do that. But yeah, I'm with you. That was like one of the biggest pieces of feedback when we did our first survey was that, hey, the rewards here are just not worth doing. And I'll be honest, that's part of the reason I'm okay taking it off, because I realize that if I do incursions, just on my account, I'm going to spend 2 or 3 billion tritanium as a loss. Like, I'm going to lose that amount of tritanium, and I'm okay with that, but not everybody else is. And I can't expect everybody else to be okay with losing that level of tritanium. So that just is what it is. It's until the rewards are better, it's really hard to incentivize people running and participating. This is wonder if Scopely could set up a server or two for people to port to do PvP and raiding for this event. No, that's not an option. That's not an option. Servers need to attack a specific area and cause a rupture to the other server and have it show on the map. Sounds really cool in terms of the game's technology. They don't have anything that would facilitate that, but it does sound pretty cool. Like, it's a nice idea, especially when we're talking about wormholes and everything. And he says rewards are still crap. Lost billions in titanium defending our alliance. Lag was horrible, and it kept me from defending an alliance member. I'm just done with this type of event. And this is a sentiment that I hear quite a bit. I definitely hear this. I definitely agree with it from my own experience that there are definitely elements that incursions are fun, but then when you have these type of problems, it's really difficult to consistently enjoy. Also think all of the lost resources too, in terms of the blown up miners. Now, the blown up miners I don't care about. Those are cheap to repair. That is what it is. Miners are dirt cheap to repair. I think it just comes down to making things worth doing, and the novelty of incursions has kind of run away. Like, Incursion when it first came out was like, oh, I got to participate because it's new. Well, now Incursions is no longer new, and it doesn't hold the same level of, fun that I feel like it did originally. So I'm really one of them, like, one of the things we talked about, and y'all were here for this, we talked about a capture the flag style event, and they said, hey, this is a great idea. We agree with you. This would be a really cool thing if we did it. And lo and behold, we've still not done it. I mean, they've not come up with anything like that yet. It'd be nice if they did, but maybe we should run another incursion survey and see how y'all feel. Now, I still have the survey from the last time, from time 3, so a month ago, that we never finished because I never had any help. I know a couple people reached out and I forgot to get back to them about pulling the data. So maybe we'll just reopen that survey for those who didn't get to do it and get some feedback there. It's just 24 hours where PvE players are put off the game even more. I get that PvE is very difficult during incursions. And my argument is, hey, it's one day a month, no big deal. But I do get out that, like, if you hate PvP, this is just not going to be your day. I mean, it's going to be arguably a painful day. John says, I feel like we had great incursions between 66 and 67 this round. The community aspect going to incursions is working, I think, in my experience. I agree with you. I love the community aspect. I've yet to see the community aspect fail. Like, nobody's really come to me and said, hey, I absolutely hate incursions because I can't stand meeting new people. I've not had that complaint yet. I've had a lot of complaints. I've not had that one. Cult of Starstalker says, I'm always watching these to see everything he has. One day we'll meet again. I'll be higher level and his shield will be down and I'll take all he has from him. I'm always there. That's very nice, Cult. That's a nice little, I can't tell if that's like a serial killer letter or just like a love letter. Either way, I love that you're enjoying the engagement and that you're watching. Elside says, I wish they had run it with Faction Hunt instead of Apex. That is the only chance to get Apex tokens. You can't mine easily during incursions. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I semi-regret, but I don't regret. Like, I literally sacrificed Apex time, family time. And I think that says a lot, that if you ask me what I wish I would have done, like if in terms of things I'm willing to miss, I hate that I missed Apex more than I hate that I missed Incursions. I think that says a lot about where Incursions is in terms of state of the game right now. He says, I think Rip predicted it would die after 10 runs. Now maybe 6 and it will be dead. I just think the event scoring, the rewards need an overhaul soon. I can't agree with you more, man. The rewards just are not worth doing it. And since the novelty is kind of worn off, the excitement is no longer there. So, like, even though I like meeting new players, normally that's what I did the past 2 incursions, mainly focused on meeting new people. And as I said, I didn't even log in yesterday. This one, are they not? All right, we are once again not auto turning on. Fantastic. Sometimes we auto proc consumables, sometimes we don't. Copley, please make it to where they auto every single time. Oh wow, it's not even showing up. Okay, it did. What the heck? Do y'all see this game borking? Y'all did clearly see I only hit 1 hostile, right? Well, somehow I have all 3 exo comps turned on. Good job, video game. Great job. I'm gonna go hit this one just in case that's accurate. Hey, Tenacious, good to see you. Look at your log. I mean, I literally just hit a second. So is what it is. Whatever, y'all. Who here from server? Is there anybody from server 31 that's on? Is there anybody from server 31? I'm curious what y'all's experience was facing server 20. Now, kind of predictably, server 20 lost. Server 20 has a ton of people on it. It is a very active server. So I'm curious though, who here from server 31 and what was y'all's experience working with the players and playing with the players? Did y'all have fun? Did you get good engagement? It's pretty easy to win against server 20 because of the amount of activity we have, but also the amount of high level players with lots of juicy bases. I'm really curious, did y'all have fun? Godfather says we smoked. See, I'll be honest, Godfather, I don't think you did. And the reason I say that is this is actually close. I mean, server 20, given the amount of resources that they have, us scoring 8.4 to 11 is actually really good for server 20. Like, that is fantastic for server 20. We're used to just having several of our whales not caring at all and just giving it all away. I mean, that happens every time and it's a fight back. So for server 20 to have scored 8.4, almost 8.5 trillion, that's actually a really good matchup for server 20. You gotta remember that there's no unity in server 20. Like, the alliances aren't working together. I think the community and the people are good and it's fun to chat with them. But yeah, that's common. We have multiple who just simply do not care and allow themselves basically to get raided, costing the server the match. Kata says server 20 was coming back in the end. There were a few on 31 who were loaded and unshielded. Yeah, and that's how it was the third incursions that we did is, we were down several trillion at once, and then we slowly worked it back. And at one point, we had actually taken the lead, and then another whale unshielded and lost. So it's all good. I just think for me, it's not about the winning, because I'll be honest, besides bragging rights, and to some people that matters, the bragging rights, there's no real huge benefit to the rewards. The Alliance exo comps are not that great. And so I don't really care too much about whether winning or losing the incursion. I do care about the activity when I'm playing. There's a lot more lopsided in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, that's how it usually is. Like, usually you can log into server 20 at the start of incursions, and For about the first 3 hours, there are several, and I can almost always tell you who they're going to be. Several big players whose base is open, ready to be raided every single time. It's the same people every time we do incursions. And they're just from that group, server 20 is probably going to give up about 5 billion, sometimes up to 8 billion points from like 4 people. Every time. So, and that's okay. I mean, that's just the name of the game, you know. Ooh, Apex. Have fun taking resources from 20 and lots of fun scraping with level 20 players. Yeah, I enjoy the scraps, and whether I win or lose, that is something I enjoy just because I get to meet people and get into their DMs and talk. It's always fun. Do those 8 people hate money? Keep in mind, Jennifer, that when you're talking about a high level player in this game, and I'm not just speaking specifically of server 20. Let's say that we're talking about a level 58 player. Because of their spending, they have got many times what you're seeing raw in tokens. Their bottleneck is often not anything like resources like titanium or power steel or anything. That's usually something they have plenty of. So they just don't necessarily care if they lose it. Maki Desai says, why can't y'all empty those 4 out ahead of time? Great question. Answer being, server 20 does not work together when it comes to incursions. Now, some servers out there have, like, they'll put aside their differences and they'll work together. It's like, hey, we need to drain this player. We need to kick, boot and loot this player. They're constantly problem, etc. In server 20, not the case. Nobody's working around and be like, hey, this person gets raided all the time. Here's their base. Let's clear them out. That doesn't happen on server 20. There is no prep for incursions. Incursion just starts, and server 20 has the players who care and that try their best, and then others who simply don't. But there's I'm in IA, the top alliance, and we're in essentially a state of war with 2 consistently alliances, and that'll basically never change. I don't ever see that stopping. Like, there's always going to be that animosity in that war, and that's why I've talked to y'all. I mean, server 20 has basically been in a server-wide war for 3 years. Now, every now and then it'll condense down to where there's only maybe 3 alliances active in it, but at various points in the year, there'll be 15 alliances active in the war. So that makes incursions for server 20 something extremely difficult to be effective in. But I think you can still have fun as long as Scopely's not loading it down with lag and there's not problems like that. It can be fun, but that's a big if around here these times. Same whale calls server 26 both of the last 2 incursions, trillions in resources from just him both times. The biggest raid I've ever been a part of was in incursions, and it was a player on week 3 that had several trillion, was just open, and we were raiding, and I was pulling a lot per load on the amalgam. And yeah. Nick says, didn't enjoy it, got killed just trying to do my dailies. It sucks. I definitely understand where you're coming from there. My only response is, hey, it's 1 day out of a month. I would definitely be more aggravated if it was more often. But, I understand those feelings, and they're valid. Warhammer says, greetings from 58. Had a blast with the peeps from 63. Good times and good fights. It was a fight all the way to the end. So, Warhammer, who ended up winning? Because 63 is a little bit older than 58. I'm curious who ended up winning that one. Server 45 puts its stuff aside for incursion. Right. Awesome for server 45. Awesome for server 45. Daniel says, do your dailies before incursions start. Oh, that's good logic, and I'm not saying that's a wrong answer. I will say that not everybody has the ability to do their dailies at reset. I tend to actually like to do that. Like, I'll wait till 11 p.m. my time and I get my dailies done. Not everybody is able to do that. I do agree it's a very viable strategy. But server 28 put all hostilities on the back burner and stomped. Maybe one day server 20 will do that, but, and I'm not saying attempts weren't made. Like, I'm not saying that conversations weren't had on server 20 to try to get there, but it didn't work. It just became a shouting match of who's bad, who's worse, who hates who, and it didn't work. Victor says, personally, I love incursions. I got an account in a main alliance, but also running a training alliance. I can understand that some smaller players don't like it. For sure. I mean, when we've run the poll, players in the 20s almost universally hate it. It's like 70-30 hate. When we get into the 40 level players, level 40 plus, it gets to about 50-50 and sometimes in the positive. So I will say, from touring with war alliances, you need to do dailies in small bursts. Smart. Mustang says, what I got from 20, half of them are well organized and the other half are all over the place. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty normal what it's like to play on here. And, oh, hey, since you're already stung, I'm going to go ahead and sting you as well. Bam, you're double stung. And no, by the way, for those curious, that doesn't stack. They're not actually double stung. The war between IA and Epic will never end because if it did, big players would stop playing. AG has a point, you know, and actually, is that Snoop Devious? Is that Snoop? Is that Snoop? You look like Snoop. Your avatar looks like Snoop. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people have to understand about Server 20 is this war keeps a lot of our players active, like every day. So while it does suck for incursions, it gives all these players something to do and they enjoy it every day. And sometimes that enjoyment is having a bad guy. I mean, there's some logic to having a bad guy. So let's see, are these consumables auto? Because I feel like you didn't auto turn on. Also, the server 34 curse finally ends. Charlie Brown server finally kicked the football. Well, hey, congratulations to y'all. Congratulations. I like it because I get better raids and bases go down faster for you. That's one thing that I experience in incursions is that raiding is better. Like even though there's more people doing it, because everybody's searching for targets, it's a lot easier to find them. A lot easier to find them. As a level 34, incursions is difficult. Not too many people in my player range participating, but I love it. Although I'm limited to PvP with players 39 and below because I can't kill bigger ships yet. Noted. Yeah, I mean, one issue that I have on server 20, and I've talked about this, you know, my power, I'm like a top 300 player power wise. So I am going to run into a lot more limited targets compared to the servers that we're facing. Like some newer servers can see, oh, Rev's 40 million power. He's able to go against the big dogs, and 40 million power really means nothing on my server. And I can pull up our power rankings because they finally separated them, I think. Yeah, I'm 249. So I'm like in the top 50. I'm barely top 50. I'm ranked 249 here on this server at, you know, right at 40 million power. I mean, and that's not terrible, but I mean, just in comparison, you know, it's tough for me to find viable targets to engage with because of, you know, the age of my server. Nothing wrong with being the bad guy. Yeah, I mean, as long as it stays, like, I'm not here, like, I don't want to insult people's families and none of that. As long as it stays into, like, game banter, I actually think being a bad guy can be a lot of fun and it's fine. Just got to make sure that you keep it inside the TOS, right? Only 3 server 31 players in the top 15 of the damage dealer event for the top tier 50 plus. Wow, that's quite the disparity, Will4. That's quite the disparity in leaderboard and activity. Server 70 still undefeated. Congratulations to Server 70. Congratulations. Also need to pull these while we're sitting here. Strike Team helps me take out max enterprises and mid-tier augers with my tier 4, but other than that, I can't really compete. And that's something, you know, and there is a crew for trying to fight against Strike Team right now with your Sharvanik, Gorkon, Honor Guard War, or Lorca, Honor Guard War. But even that, man, it's, you know, trying to kind of fight against the waves and fight against the current. Very difficult. We need another Strike Team crew to come out, and we need 2 more Strike Team crews to come out to really start providing a little bit more balance there. And then we'll be very curious to see how that looks after that process has started. Hopefully should just adjust the matchmaking so lower levels can fight. I guess it depends on what you mean by adjust the matchmaking, you know, because having everything be like in open-ended PvP systems is pretty adjusted, but I guess it depends on what exactly you're referring to when you say PvP, because if you're talking about the PvP brackets being adjusted, we both know the odds of that. Super low to high. 83 lost against 64. Wow. Wow. Why was 83 going against 64? That doesn't seem right. Why would 83 go against 64? That is like a year's worth of launch difference. Maybe more than that. Dang it, sir. Dang it, Gary. Gary the snail. All I tend to see are level 50 plus players stomping on everyone else. Aardvark, I never see level 50 plus players because I avoid them. I avoid them like the plague. I avoid them like the plague. I go and find people my level. But I make an effort to go do that. Trader's coming? Oh, man. Well, I guess if Trader comes, she comes. If Trader comes, she comes. Worst things have happened. You just bubble and take a day off? Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I always look for people in my bracket that I can. But Ops 43 don't care at all about win-lose. I just want to PvP without having to hunt the map for enemies. Hey, Nathan, yeah. Well, you got plenty of opportunities to do that here. Plenty of opportunities to do that in Incursion. Did I miss a hit while I was up? I don't know. Nope. No clue. No idea what you're talking about, honestly. No idea what you're talking about. Waiting for another Apex to respawn. I'm not in the top 300 in power in my server, but I'll try to hit whatever I think I can. I don't care if I win or lose. If I participate in incursions, I'm going in with the idea of I'm going to be in the negative. I'm just going to try to do as much damage as possible and do as much as I can. I have no idea what you're talking about at all, Hellscythe. I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest with you. No clue. But I mean, usually I'm going to be a bug on a windshield for a lot of players. On a positive note, I connected with another server player and we went back and forth to finish our events. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is, and see, that's part of the good, I think, of Incursions, is finding those interactions, those players. That's what I enjoy. Is when I have played Incursions, that has been my favorite aspect, is the community on the other side. My server, a 30 would be top 300 power. Those, yeah, so you must be on a very new server, Nick. You wasted 2,500 30-minute repair speedups for Incursions. Well, good thing that you can save up thousands of those pretty quickly by doing all your events and your dailies. Looking for your base like it was Where's Waldo? Yeah, Spock, like I told everybody else, I didn't participate in all. This weekend I chose this to be like family because I hadn't really got to spend time with kids and actually went out to eat and stuff. Which sucks. I do genuinely enjoy Incursions, but I hope y'all had a fantastic time. Just now scratching at 39. I'll be there the first spin event of the arc. I hope. Thanks for all the great advice. You're welcome. And hopefully I can continue to give advice that helps you out more, more in the future. Hopefully. There we go. Apex. Scopely running regular events in the middle of Incursions also makes very little sense. I mean, I think it makes sense. It gives people something to do that don't want to do Incursions. Yes, they're at risk of getting hit, but I mean, that's the nature of Incursions. I also coordinated with another player to complete the first set of Defender Invader events and then plan to find each other 9 minutes later, repeat it to get on the opposite server. That's what it should be like, I think. I mean, I think that you should hopefully find the ability to interact with players at that level. Make sure to follow the main rule of Incursions, Rev, if you're not on Shield Up. Oh, I did. Look, y'all can still see part of my Shield Up over there. I launched a 3-day shield. Like, I decided, hey, family. So I launched a 3-day. So... what I do like about Incursions is the shield mechanism. You can PvP without wasting a shield. That's actually really nice. Yeah, if you stay in like the 20 plus range, that shield still stays there. Now, if you obviously drop down, that's going to go away. But yeah, I think that's a nice feature. I end up actually usually just staying in like a level 19 system and just relaunching like 4-hour shields. So, when you have an Armada buff, exocomps, but no Armada events, or mining buffs with no mining event. No idea what you're talking about. Hope you're okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, Peter. Thank you. Mando and Martok tried giving away the event, but it wasn't enough. It happens. I wish we could access the battle logs we generate while on another server after we return to our own server. Another very good piece of feedback there, Blue Dog. That is something that I have found super problematic for me personally, just because it's very difficult to make content because when I do participate in Incursions, FYI for any future server that might fight 20, when I do participate, I move over to another server immediately. I spend my entire time on the opposite server generally. So that makes getting Darth Adonai. Hey, nice stream snipe. But that makes getting like content out very, very difficult. So I guess I'm gonna get stream sniped. I'll have to go and do something else real quick. Do my dailies with, well, I guess do my Swarm Sunday with my Frank. Hey, shout out Ambo, how you doing? Be cool if they posted who was rated so we could share them. Well, I think the danger there is you don't want players to get shamed. You know, like I don't want to shame somebody on server 20 for getting drained and costing a match. That's not really my vibe, but I understand where, you know, that logic comes from. Tokens you get for buying exocomps during the event, like if this is meant for PvP, we need more options for PvP exocomps. I mean, there are a lot of PvP exocomps in the game. So I guess I'm not really understanding where you're coming from. How and when do you use Strange New World Una? I don't. Simple answer. Don't. Like the only reason to really use her in Saiyan 1 is for synergy. That's it. And now that people have Himmer, what's the point? If you got Himmer, obviously. A lot of our server players wasted 3-day shields, was thinking we were doing incursions. Yeah, Warren, I mean, all I can really do it, because I know I had a discussion with, a spender on one of the newer servers, very upset that they keep getting told they're having incursions because they have the prep events, but all I can ever do is pass along what I'm told from developers and from community managers. So, I mean, I agree it sucks, but I mean, I've brought that up to him multiple times, and at the end of the day, I have very limited power in that regard, and I can only do what I'm told or pass along what I'm told in those instances. Ooh, not quite yet. Stranger World Una and Borg and Swarm Space, the extra speed does come in handy. I mean, if you want to use it for speed, go for it. To me, that's not important, but that's a personal opinion. That's a personal opinion. I mean, because of synergy, I mean, you've got impulse research. I'm doing an impulse research right now. I mean, I'm currently doing my full impulse research, I think 9. It's going to give me plus 16 impulse speed. I'm not saying that there are not benefits to Strange New World Una. Personally, I don't really care. I think that she's a waste of an epic. Like when I think of epic officers, that is not epic. This point is there are Armada exocomps that only work on the other server, but no events to do Armada. Oh, okay, Joseph. Now I understand. I get what you're saying. Now I get what you're saying. Thank you for clarifying. Should we be excited for Tuesday? I mean, I've said this multiple times over the past week in terms of content. Now, if they have lag and problems, content-wise, I am extremely excited about this upcoming month. That's also assuming that it works correctly. But in terms of the content coming out, I'm extremely excited about the content coming out. I think it's going to be great. But I can't guarantee that. Human User. What a great name. What a great name. Human User. Apex server incursions today. Game is basically dead. Have to go to global chat and arrange meetups. Now, has that been your experience, Tony, in all incursions for your APAC run so far? Or has it been varied? Is Kira still broken for Eclipse Armadas? The better way to describe that is yes, she can break Eclipse Armadas. Yes. Do you know if there's more Cisco shards this month? 5 short. I am not aware of Cisco shards being sourced in October. I could be wrong there, but I'm not aware of a way that's happening. Obviously, there's a new set of officers coming in October. New month, new officers is our normal trend. So I'm not aware of them having any more officers, but it could be wrong. Best crew for defeating battleships? I guess it depends on what you're in. Using an interceptor with Sharvanik and then Gorkon and Honor Guard Wharf or Lorca Honor Guard Wharf is a great crew. You're running a critical / hull breach build for max damage, and then you're elevating your piercing as high as possible to lower their mitigation. That's generally the best run, but there are several. It depends on what you have in terms of crew. It's like if your Sharvanik is tier 1 or tier 2, that's not going to work very well. It's not going to work very well. House of Dragons await. Hey, I hope you enjoy House of Dragons. I've not even started it yet, to be honest with you. So, scored tier 2 Strange New World Una, and the effort for getting that officer is ridiculous, and she mostly sucks. Yeah, I mean, she's tied, like she's basically attached to incursions. Like that was their thing, is she's attached to incursions. That's like their primary thought process for sourcing and everything, and that means that I'm probably never going to focus on her. I don't see the value in her. I guess she's okay, but it's I'm definitely not going to look forward to every month pushing incursions to get a useless officer, because that's basically how I view her. Because there's full synergy in other places, that's just, I don't really find a lot of value in Una. Now, Strike Team Una, sure, but it's really funny that we have a rare that has value and an epic that has very little to none. Any news on the new officers you can share? Nope. Obviously, I cannot do that. You can find out Tuesday. Logo says, is there any indication of changing the hull damage bonuses in Vader vs. Defender? Nope. Not that I've heard so far. Non-incursions question. If I build a second version of a ship for scrapping, do I want to tier it with parts? With XP, both, neither. I mean, if you want to scrap a ship, you need to be max level. So it means like a tier 9, level 45. So yes, you are going to want to do that. You can't just like have a tier 9 ship and it be level 1. You're going to get basically nothing in return for that. You do need to go ahead and spend the XP to get it upgraded. I got Una today. She's not bad. Good synergy, better than Lon. It makes grinding 50 plus much easier. Well, if you're grinding 50 plus, then you should really be focusing on Himmer, not Una. But Incursions questions. How do they pair the servers together? Felt like a complete ghost town on the enemy server. It's supposed to be a combination of activity, age of the server, all those things. Now, I don't think it's working very well. I did talk to them recently about how it needs to be improved. So we'll just have to wait and see. My server 41, has lousy shield discipline, only won 1 so far, kind of motivates me to skip Incursion Day. I mean, server 20 is 0-4, but, you know, is what it is. Have you found a crew to beat the new strike team? As I've said repeatedly, Sharvanik, Gorkon, Honor Guard Wharf. Sharvanik, Gorkon, Honor Guard Wharf. That is the most effective crew you can run. But the best crew to run is when they finally release the rest of the strike team. You're stuck on the Kumari. Oh, don't worry, Fallen Halo. You'll level up. I mean, my favorite warship in the 20s is the Vidar. Just because it lasts so daggum long. So, level 50 plus survey grinding equals Strange New World Pike and Hammer? Correct. You'll use Strange New World Pike and Hammer. You just want to run full synergy. Or you can run Strange New World Pike, Strange New World Hammer, and Khan. Depends on which you're going after. It's important to remember that it doesn't scale like a PMC does. So like if you're using a Newton, you don't want to go against like the 56 Belosian miners with that Strange New World crew because your just mitigation is not going to get up there enough. You're going to have trouble stacking the stats. But if you're talking about like hitting a level 52 with your Newton or your Pylum, you're going to want to use the Strange New World crew. That's why they were designed. Seems to me like they have a lot of officers that have little use in the game. Maybe they should make them more useful. It's very, very rare for them to do like they did to Himmer, which is basically the only example for them to change officer abilities. So, do I need a second warp core for a second Fisha? Yes, B. You will. And the current way to source another set for a Fisha is through an event store. So we'll just have to wait for the next big event store until they provide a better sourcing for that. As of now, I have no knowledge of when that better sourcing is going to happen. Have not been told. Yes, we do ask about it, and we will continue to ask about it. You kill 52s and 53s make me go splat. Slag, that probably comes down to check your mitigation stats and everything, or check your mitigation values. There's a big jump when you're talking about the Belosians and how much they increase level to level. And I can't show on this account because it's only a level 43 account. But like if you go stat by stat, the key is with the Strange New World crew, you've got to provide the stats required for those officers to get those mitigation stats where you're trying to get them. And you've got to create enough damage naturally, or if you're using an exocomp, to overcome those hull. Because once the shields fall on that crew, like if you're using the Strange New World crew, when the shields fall, you're toast. The whole thing is Strange New World Pike with full synergy, getting your shield damage transfer up to 94%. Once that goes down, you start taking insane damage. Have the results of the Incursion Survey 2 come in yet? Nope. Like I said, I need help going through it. It's a lot of data to go through and need somebody who really wants to do that project. Javier says, I basically gave up on it. I did enough points so I could get some subspace relay currency, then I threw in a one-day shield. Yeah, I am going to fall behind because I did not do that this go around. Do you think that the new arc will fix the stuck hostiles? Are Kronos all non-veteran hostiles are locked and don't spawn now? I hope so. As I told y'all and got them to finally announce they're working on a script to reset the broken hostiles across servers. That's the last update I have from that. So I will try to get y'all another update semi-soon. New ship coming this month. You just have to wait and see if there's a new ship, Corey. Obviously, I can't tell you anything that's coming. That's not a confirmation nor a denial. That's simply a you will have to wait and see. No insider information here. The only thing you'll get is hints. Just got a full pull of Pike from the Master Finder. Congratulations, Legend of Jane. I've still got to pull my Pike from this run. I've still got to pull Pike. So I got hit for OPC doing my Mantis usually, and that happens while I'm streaming. So it's not rare. I mean, I didn't really get anything. I'll have to go back and do it again, but let's do our pulls. We get 3 pulls here. a regular pike, and last pull, 2. Was killing Eclipse hostiles that blipped and several broken appeared in the system. Nice Falcon. Always love good quality working mechanics. I'd like to see more people during the active defense technique during incursions. Yeah, I get that. I know that's something that server 20 doesn't really do a lot of. So, their 5th something. I like asking if there's a 5th researcher. If Scopely makes Odo an officer, what would you like for his abilities to be? So if Odo was an officer, I would like it if he could copy an ability of your opponent, or or maybe work similar to Crass to negate an officer ability. So it's actually a good idea. Crass can negate an ability. What if Odo as an officer would negate an officer ability of your opponent's ship? Like she could, or he could negate Strange New World Una. That'd be a pretty cool ability as a changeling. But that's just me spitballing ideas that don't matter because at this point they've definitely already been decided. John says server 20 has some of the biggest alliances server wide. How are you guys 0 and 4 in incursions? Jonathan, easy. We have a very high number of active players. There is no coordination because they're in a server war and they're not going to work together. And then 3, plenty of high level players who don't care. So they don't mind if they get raided. So server 20 has multiple times given up 11 trillion points. Evening Rev, look forward to the next arc and love seeing your excitement for upcoming content. Helps with anticipation. I really am excited about the content. I just got to hope that it launches. Just got to hope that it launches. Like the lag and the problems that we had last month. If that happens this month, it's going to be tough for y'all to get excited, but I am legitimately excited about this month's content. Thought a cool idea for Odo would be to mimic another officer's traits for away team. That could be cool too. How come you have so many accounts on Star Trek? Because I am a content creator, so I need them. Have a good reference, like what's it like to be a level 23? What's it like to be level 43? What are the differences? So as a content creator, it's important for me to have as many perspectives as I can have. Still cracks me up that my server prevents you from raiding people with basically lets other servers get free points. That doesn't match up logically, but can't tell players how to play, right? Was hoping to run into you while we were in 20, but no luck. Ran into some of your IA mates though. Incursions wasn't really fun as the action was very sporadic and not as vibrant as I thought server 20 was. So which side were you on, Ben? Because the most actives on server 20, they all go over to the opposing server. And when I've noticed that being a problem too, like everybody, like at 20 versus 31, everybody goes to 31. That was 31. They go to 20, and everybody who's on 20 goes to 31. And I think that's something that they should work on. Are you looking to push to 46 this year? My plan is to be 46 by December. So I've already got 44 in the oven now. And the next spin event, I'll probably jump up to maybe 45. What do you mean your server prevents you from raiding? There's no server police? I think they're really talking about booting and looting and then servers that actually will defend people, even if you're trying to do like incursions prep. So. Oh man. Ooh, runny nose. Yay, kids. Yay, kids. All right, let's go hit this hostile. Do the researchers that say 4-star also work on 5-star ships? Which ones? There's some that do, some that don't. Kansas City 21, Tampa Bay 3, early in the second. Very nice. Obviously, my Saints lost in a heartbreaker style today. I mean, honestly, it was a good game, but it did suck. Now, Atlanta won, so that stinks if you're a Saints fan. And then Carolina, remember, Carolina lost. They lost to Arizona. So, if Tampa loses, then that means that the Saints are only a game behind, which is really surprising. The NFC South has been a little bit of a disappointment this year. We have folks on GC on server 31 talking to server 20 folks. Just ask some of Rev's IA friends. Nice. Nice. Philly's 4-0. So Philly managed to pull it out because Jacksonville was winning last I checked. But I'll have to log into the NFL media site that I still surprisingly have access to and go over all the stats and everything. Check out the snap counts. I need to check if I've got the all 22 because I get the coaches tape sent to me still. And let me see. if I have that yet. I'm actually really curious. Do I have that already? Week 4. And oh, not out yet. It's not out yet. So we'll just have to keep waiting. I was curious. Any news on Tua? I mean, I don't have any news on Tua, no. I don't cover teams in the league anymore. I mean, I did that for a few years. I was a journalist, but haven't done that in a while. I still have some connections to let me get some cool stuff. So I like sports balls. Sports ball's fun. I'm also a big basketball fan here with the Pelicans in Louisiana. I get that not everybody here, especially our nice nerdy community, is into sports like I am. I grew up with it. Falcon, I appreciate you trying to drop the Amazon link. I don't think I have it set up here on the YouTube side, but I mean, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be having my birthday stream. So that's fun. Birthday stream on Twitch. If y'all haven't joined the Twitch channel, encourage y'all to go check that out. Oh, I do have the Amazon link set up. Well, thank you, Falcon. I appreciate you dropping it. But how do I get D3 blueprints faster? The only way to get D3 blueprints is through the faction store. The only way to get D3 blueprints is through the faction. There's not a system you can grind for that. I don't get the point of awarding more points if you're on offense during incursions. I don't get the point in why it's set up where you're incentivized for everybody to switch servers. I don't get the point in that. What's the best system to grind ROM rep for level 39? I mean, I'd probably say Groombridge. That's where I used to do it. Groombridge. Yeah, no problem. Give us a wink if Goldacott is coming as a strike team officer for interceptors with Klingons like Damar for his... with officers like Damar from his Klingon ship. I mean, so this is kind of tricky because I'm going to blink because I have to blink as a human. So don't take that as... like, I have to blink, y'all. And then when you can put it in my head, I naturally want to blink more. Like, I'm blinking more than I need to right now. But can't tell you whether something's coming or not. Rep grinding as high up as you can go, as big as you can hit. I mean, my general rule of thumb is you want to be able to hit 25 to 30 minimum of the traders. That's your goal. That's your goal. Tiger Core can be better than Groombridge, Travis, but they asked specifically about Romulan rep, not about grinding Romulan Federation as a combo. So the correct answer is Groombridge. If they want to grind Romulan Fed, then go grind in Tiger Core. The App Store posted about the next arc? Really, did they? Let's go take a look. Let me go take a look. Let's take a look at the App Store. What's new? Don't see anything on this one. Did it already get taken down? Oh, I do see that there's a preview going on. There's a preview picture that I can't talk about. There's a preview picture I can't talk about. That's interesting. But yeah, I would agree that if you don't care about Klingon rep, Groombridge is not as, especially long-term beneficial as Tiger Core is. But DJ can do whatever he wants. I'm not going to. Alliance reputation will come necessarily in later arcs. What do you mean, Walter? What do you mean? If your ship isn't big enough for deep space, just take care to stay under 30 million rep. Correct. Yeah. I mean, watch out for that because as soon as you hit 30 million, you have to start mining 4-star and then killing higher level hostiles. Now, it is possible to do that before, like if you're level 36, you can kill ships in the capital system, Sol, Kronos, Romulus. But as we know, those are very difficult to do. Those are big and beefy. And you are so welcome, Legrieve. I'm happy to do that just for you. Just for you, my friend. I'm sure somebody's posted in my Discord what's on the iOS site. Now, if somebody wants to post in my Discord, feel free. I am not allowed. Again, if DJ wants to, that's fine. I'm not going to talk about art content because I don't want to let something slip. But y'all can go look at it for yourself. I'm sure people are going to throw it in my Discord all over the place. So if y'all haven't seen my Discord yet, go join my Discord. I'm sure it's posted in there. And yeah. Did you have any negative repercussions from buying that rep pack? All they ended up doing is they took away the extra rep. They took away my extra rep. So I did get credit for the rep, but I didn't get to keep 600 million worth of rep. It was on Reddit. Thanks, Slag. Let's see. Get any more questions? I was gonna put my daughter in bed. I can't believe it's like 8:30 and she needs to go to bed. Oh, being a parent is fun. D3 prints are available in the away team store. This is correct. The 6 of 10's captain ability work in any scenario. 6 of 11 is for armadas, and he does improve the base of armadas, but no, it does not work anywhere. Like, he will sometimes display in a PvP log, but he's not actually working. He's not actually working. I have seen him before display in a PvP log, but you can also track that. Like, you can go by the stats in that PvP log and see very clearly that he's not doing anything, but he will sometimes appear. How much longer for them to fix the lag and crashes? I'm under the impression that it will be fixed by 2053. So by that time, you will not see any more lag. I'm really excited about that. Did you keep all the materials? I did. Can you get a refund if you want, since you didn't get what was advertised? I guess I could really argue with Exela for that, but why would I? Like, why would I? I don't see the reason. Blue Dog says 2053 that soon. Yeah, actually, it is that soon. Like, I was pretty impressed by that timeline. I mean, I think they're working really hard. You're saying 5-6 cons a no-no for armadas? No, I didn't say that at all. Where would you get that insane one? Like, where in what I said would you get that? Where the heck would you get that? 2053 is where your average free-to-play will hit level 60. Hey, we have multiple level 49 free-to-plays now. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Hey, Dakix, good to see you, buddy. Dakix, you would probably... Now, you're the only one that I've confirmed, but there is another player, free-to-play, approaching your record, sir. You might want to get a little bit more hardcore. Get more hardcore parkour over there. $21 power, but only have a 5-tier auger. Should I go level 40? That's up to you. I mean, I'll be honest. 21 million power. That's pretty decent for level 39. I would probably get your auger up, if for nothing else, you want warp range. I mean, where's your ISS jelly at? 5-6 times you go to for armadas. That's a good armada crew. I'm not sure. Whoops, don't go there. I'm not sure what I could have said that made you think I don't approve of that crew. It's a very good armada crew. Yeah. 2053 is when we get to watch Rev's 64th birthday stream. Pretty creepy how well you know my birthday. Oh God. But yeah, that actually would. The numbers check out. The numbers check out. Mostly free to play, but I can't resist the $20 ARC pack. I think the Battle Pass is a great purchase. So, and you're supporting the game. For better or for worse, this game does entertain us. So. Level 39, you're 23 million power, thinking about going to 40, but have more research to back? Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Blue Dog, I don't think you'll be dead, fam. You're going to live forever. I'm very confident you're going to live forever, Blue Dog. What I do with Stranger World Uno, just unlocked her. Honest answer, Umberto, nothing. She's really only good for full synergy. I don't really care about the impulse boost, personal opinion. You need another free-to-play player interview, how they handle level 40 plus. What for? Like, what specifically, I guess what I'm asking is, like, what specifically are you wanting to know? Since Stranger World Uno on away teams, I can see the value in that, Andy. My only counter to that is she's going to struggle in the stat department because she's so hard to source. And when you're doing away teams, a lot of people are really having to focus on the stat side of that too. Best game investment is to follow content creators and win free blueprints. Yeah, I actually have my BP giveaway, or blueprint battle pass. I have my battle pass giveaway this Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday, I have my battle pass giveaway. We'll do it on Twitch. Have it on Twitch. Yay! Battle Pass giveaway. We love Battle Pass giveaway. Servers and developers are not free. I agree. Yeah, it's very true. It's especially Amazon Web Service, which is what they use. They use AWS, and it is not cheap. Not cheap. Yeah, if you don't have the jellyfish, I would not go in the 40s. I would definitely get the ISS jelly so you can start farming those events. Personal opinion. I don't think you go in the 40s until you've unlocked the ISS. How many transport patterns am I sitting on? I think I'm at like 100,000 something right now. I might have spent some. No, I'm at 159,000 at the moment. It just depends on whether I've spent them recently or not. Unmold 43 at 36 mil power. Augur and D4 need work, only tier 5. I would get those up, Insane Legion. But hey, I mean, you're progressing, and that's all that matters. 36 million power is nothing to scoff at. I mean, I'm at 39, almost 40 million, depending on what ships I have out. So since they kill transferring alliances, what's the best way to get the ISS jelly? Armadas, alliance, and then the event. Those are the three main ways. And what we're gonna get in this chest, the crappiest pulls per normal. I do need the reputation exocomp, so I should probably start using those more. And let's check this. Can you tell us whether or not the coming soon stuff in Starbase Research gets them filling in the next arc? I cannot tell you that at all. I cannot. Good advice for those needing to push through 41, but the Fisha, so you can use the lat to pay for your commons. Yeah, definitely use the Fisha. Fisha is huge, and since they improve the common to latinum transfer rate in G4, it's a very handy strat to run. All right, y'all, it is right at 8:30. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it. I had planned to start about 30 minutes earlier. Obviously, I had the Comcast problems, but if you've not already, join my Discord. Have content coming out tomorrow. Have a live stream tomorrow night. Obviously, Tuesday, we're gonna be live and doing videos all day long, so I want y'all to come check that out. Appreciate all of y'all for following the content, and if you're here, like the video, and hopefully next time we do this Comcast, we'll behave like they did today. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for those Space Cowboys. Deuce. It's me. Catch you tomorrow. And this week's going to be a busy week, but hopefully a fun week. And I'm really excited to see y'all's opinion on the new content. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for supporting me and my family. Catch you in the next one.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.